Hello everybody, it's the Swedish Traveler here. How you doing? I'm pre-recording this on Thursday, so I can upload this on Friday. Since I'm working one more shift until Friday, so I don't have to record this during the morning when I'm tired as hell. But let's get right to the video. There have been quite a lot during the week. The first thing that I want to talk about is something that happened in Pakistan. That an 8-year-old has been accused of blasphemy in Pakistan. Apparently, the kid did pee during Quran school, and people didn't take that nicely, and so and the kid did need to have some support by the police as well, because people were rioting about it, and it is sad that that people react so much for something like a kid would do. Kids don't know any better, so yeah. The next thing that I want to talk about is what's going on in Afghanistan. The Taliban is taking over the country very quickly. They have taken over quite a lot of cities and districts in the country, and I do see right now that the Afghan government is offering the Taliban shared power, just to make the violence stop. But then again, that might be dangerous if they sharing the power with the Taliban. No, and then what could the Taliban do? They could do anything, I suppose. And the next thing that I want to talk about is an update of my last World News video. Joel Kinnaman, the Swedish actor, that has put a restraining order on someone that accused him of rape. Now they are charging each other. She charged him of rape, and he counter-charged him, or it was the opposite. But it's totally escalating at this point, and it's kind of sad, I must admit. My thought would be like, if it really happened, why? Well, I can of course see that it's if it did happen, it might be heartbreaking, and you are in shock, of course, but then again, and my thought would be like, if why she didn't do it earlier. But then again, she's doing it now, and it doesn't really have to be public, if you know what I mean. But that's just my thoughts about it. So and going to updating. the governor Cuomo of New York, someone filed a report of sexual harassment, and now he's resigning. So that might be good in a sense, at least from stories that I heard. He didn't really make a good workspace, I suppose. And I don't really understand why people harass people like that. But that's just me, I suppose. And the next thing I want to talk about is the football player, the Argentinian football player, Lionel Messi. After 20 years of playing in Barcelona, he's moving to Paris Saint-Germain for free. Well, Paris doesn't have to pay Barcelona for him, but they still have to pay a lot of money for his salary. So that's happening. And the next thing I want to talk about is Prince Andrew is being sued by one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims, because Prince Andrew is allegedly had sex with this girl while being 17 years old, and apparently Jeffrey Epstein lent her to him, amongst other things. And I must say it's good that she does anything about it. But yeah, my guess it would be that it won't be going anywhere. But that's because Prince Andrew is a higher up. It doesn't mean that it's right that he should be off the hook, of course, but yeah, that's how it is. And the next thing that I want to talk about is there's a lot of things going on between China and Canada. Started off with that China doesn't pardon a Canadian who's been sentenced to death, and the Canadian were sentenced for being a spy, but the Canadians are arguing otherwise, and they want that person released, but China doesn't want that. And yeah, that's how it is. And speaking of Canada, I'm seeing a article right now that there's a lot of COVID-19 vaccine frauds happening in Canada, and a lot of countries in the European Union. That the fraud is that a lot of contracts has been offered to a lot of countries while they aren't really true, so to speak. So, well, the contract is that some illegal people are trying to get contracts to deliver vaccines and it isn't really true. And speaking of the vaccine, there was a nurse in Germany who didn't give vaccines to people. Yeah, she switched the vaccine to sodium chloride. So she just gave a couple of thousand people just sodium salt water, really. So those people had to get the vaccine, the real vaccine this time. And as a nurse, that is really messed up. You may think the vaccine is bullshit, but you still have to do your job, really. And that's what I think. And another thing, well, speaking of the vaccines as well, France is gearing up. I saw this from Imology, that the French government are really stepping up the vaccine program. It's getting so far that if people doesn't take the vaccine, they will be sent to jail for like 3 years, if I remember correctly. And I must say, that's really harsh. I know that we all want the vaccine, the COVID-19, that we all want that one gone, but sending people to prison for not taking it, that's really, really harsh, I must admit. But what do you guys think on that? And the last thing that I want to talk about is a virus that's similar to the Ebola has been showing up in Guinea, West Africa. And so far it has only been a couple of cases, but it might spread out. And hopefully it will not be as serious that it will die out quickly. But that's the video. Comment below what you think. You can like and subscribe, and if you want to support my channel, you can buy some merch in the merch shop down below. Otherwise, peace.